In Paris, Wonder Woman attends an event. She walks in elegantly, and all eyes are on her. She gets swarmed by people and paparazzi with a load of questions, but Bruce Wayne saves her to have a dance. She doesn't recognize who he is, and they enjoy their dance while chatting. Next to them, Princess Audrey is getting her picture taken. Suddenly, there is a big crash, and a bunch of soldiers swarm inside. They grab the princess and kidnap her before escaping. Bruce and Wonder Woman get to business and save her, but Bruce just lets her handle it to save himself the trouble. She quickly destroys them and goes after their helicopter to confront them. Later on, the chopper is crashed, and the princess thanks Wonder Woman for what she's done. She explains that she's the princess of Casnia and that her country has many enemies. She doesn't seem too bothered and wants to continue partying. Her father calls her to make sure she's fine and tells her to come home immediately, but she explains that she's in the hands of Wonder Woman. He agrees, and the princess decides to get Wonder Woman some clothes. She wants to go clubbing and is about to get married soon, so she wants to go out with a bang. Several if it can be arranged. They leave, and meanwhile at Star Labs Europe, there is a break-in. 3 criminals get inside, blasting through the doors, and get to a vault where they steal a bunch of chips, but Batman is waiting for them. He gets around them and hits them with gas before taking them out and arresting one of them, but the rest escape. The criminal speaks in a different language, and somehow Batman can speak it as well. The criminals that escaped go back to their base, where they meet Colonel Vox. He obtains a targeting device and has to speak through a device. They worry about Batman, who is getting closer to them, but the Colonel says the Justice League can't stop their plan. Meanwhile, the princess is with Wonder Woman, who's trying to be serious about the attack, but the princess is concerned with shopping. She says that people are upset that her country's putting too much money into the International Space Station, which is run by her fiancé. For now, she just wants to party. The guards are watching them, but the princess decides to ditch them and escapes quickly with Wonder Woman, eluding her security. They escape in a taxi and get to a nightclub. The princess skips the line, but it is Wonder Woman's clout that gets them inside. They enter the club, and Wonder Woman loses the princess. She finds her with a bunch of men asking to go to a VIP room.
She belongs to the streets.
Paparazzi hoards them and keeps flashing pictures, and they get surrounded, but Wonder Woman just flies away with her. The next morning, Wonder Woman is telling the princess that she's been having so much fun. They agree that what happens in Paris stays in Paris, but the princess is sad that she has to get married. She dives off the Eiffel Tower so that Wonder Woman can go after her and grab her, which she does. She then calls it a night and goes home. Wonder Woman goes home and finds Batman waiting for her. He warns her of her night with Audrey, but Wonder Woman defends her. He tells her of his activities with the burglar and suggests the princess was involved in the robberies and kidnapping. Wonder Woman goes to the princess to ask her about what happened. The princess denies that her father was involved and tells her it was random. She takes Wonder Woman to a ball to meet her fiancé, and it's Vandal Savage.
What the fuck?
Wonder Woman warns that Savage is a Nazi war criminal, but he explains that it was his grandfather, Vandal Savage III.
You serious?
He explains that he's dedicated his life to doing good work after his evil grandfather, but Wonder Woman isn't buying it. He leaves, and the princess is offended. Savage goes outside, and Wonder Woman confronts him. He explains that he's interested in space, but she tells him that she won't allow him to hurt Audrey. Colonel Vox arrives, and Wonder Woman flies off. Then they begin their plan. At a space mission, something suspicious is going on before they launch. Later at a castle, the king drinks wine, but it's poisoned. He falls, and then the maid sends Vandal Savage's regards. On the space mission, they head towards a space station. They dock inside and enter, but they whip their guns out and threaten the staff. They completely take over the station and get orders from Savage, who is going to meet the princess. He tells her that her father had a stroke and is paralyzed. Wonder Woman calls Batman to let him know, and it seems like the papers check out. Batman is sure that something is up. Then he hears news that the king has suffered a stroke. Wonder Woman takes off to warn Audrey, but she finds the place empty. She finds a jet that takes off and she goes after it. The Colonel tells Savage that they're being followed and they find Wonder Woman. The Colonel jumps off to have a word with her and shoots sonic beams at her. He tackles her to the ground and drags her face all over the floor. She flies off, but loses him, and he screams her ears off, sending her down. They then get to the castle, and the princess says that if her father can't rule, she must assume the throne in his place. She tells Savage that she doesn't require his counsel, and that they need to get married immediately to continue the bloodline. Later on, Wonder Woman wakes up with Batman, and he tells her that the wedding is happening now. Batman warns her that she'll be breaking international law, but she takes off. She finds fighter jets waiting for her, but she deals with them one by one, and Batman shoots the last, but more arrive. He is chased by a missile and he guides it to hit another jet. Wonder Woman clears another, but even more jets arrive. This seems redundant. She gets to the ground and conveniently finds a bunch of soldiers down there to open fire. They chase her, and meanwhile at the wedding the princess is getting married while Wonder Woman is fighting the troops. Wonder Woman goes down and Batman tries to help her, but he gets shot down. His jet crashes, but Wonder Woman clears the area, then finds a tank. Just as the princess is about to get married officially, a tank interrupts. Wonder Woman tries to intervene, but Savage fries her down. They get married and introduced together, and the princess still doesn't think that anything is wrong. He feeds her lies, and later on, she finds him missing from bed. She sets off to find him and goes down to visit Wonder Woman. She seems to ignore everything going on, and Wonder Woman is trying to show her the truth. She tells her Savage was behind her father's stroke, but she ignores her again. After leaving her, she decides to take a look around and finds a whole research team. She tells Savage that Wonder Woman is accusing him of crimes, and he ignores her. Batman is looking around and contacts Watchtower. He tells Flash that Wonder Woman is being held captive. Martian Manhunter then calls everyone and shows them what Savage is up to. He reveals that Platform 1 is actually a weapon that he intends to use. He uses asteroids to launch them towards any target, he says, sending one towards a US naval ship. It barely misses, but the waves take everything down. The crew swims to the surface, and Savage explains that he is now the dominant military power on Earth. The Justice League decide that taking out the weapon is top priority. They set off and discuss potential hostages on the platform. Green Lantern wants to blow it, regardless, but they disagree. Down on Earth, the Colonel tells Savage that they've spotted their ship. They open fire towards it, and the ship takes damage and begins to go down. Luckily, they crash onto the spaceship, but it's not looking good. Savage thinks that the target is destroyed. The princess asks Savage what he is doing. Then he reveals to her that Wonder Woman was right all along, but she still doesn't believe it.
Women.
Savage then reveals to her how old he really is. 25,000 years ago, a meteor granted him power. He was a caveman who approached the meteor while everyone else ran away. As it was warm, he slept next to it. While everyone else was growing old and dying, he discovered that he is immortal. He thinks he lives to rule. He reveals to her that he poisoned her father and she slaps him, but he heals. He orders the guards to take her away, and they follow his commands. Meanwhile, the Justice League is still alive, and they get inside the platform. They find armed men waiting for them, but Green Lantern quickly takes care of them. A guard is watching Wonder Woman when Batman sends a batarang inside to distract the guards and rescue Wonder Woman. They try to jump him, but this is Batman. Flash is taking a look around collecting weapons, and Martian Manhunter takes out another guard. Flash runs into a guard with a spacesuit who opens the shuttle, and Flash gets shot outside, yet is still alive. Green Lantern rescues the hostages, but finds Flash outside. Batman is protected by Wonder Woman, while he takes the guards out. The princess is still locked in her room when Wonder Woman rescues her. They ask for her help, and ask her to take her to the control room. Savage is annoyed that the world nations are stalling, and decides to destroy Paris. Flash is saved by Green Lantern, and Batman takes out a guard. Wonder Woman borrows the princess's earrings. Flash is freezing and he gets pissed off. He finally has enough and stops holding back, taking out the entire platform by himself. Meanwhile, Batman tap dances around enemy fire, and they clear the control room. The Colonel screams at them again, but this time, Wonder Woman walks through it. Batman gets her back, and Wonder Woman knocks the Colonel out. She used the earrings to cover her ears. Savage activates the launch before Batman knocks him away. They're unable to stop it in time, and the meteor is launched. Batman changes the coordinates to hit the castle, and everyone starts to evacuate. Savage finds out too late, and is supposedly hit by the meteor. The castle gets destroyed, and the League goes back to Earth as the platform gets destroyed. In the aftermath, the princess doesn't even apologize to Wonder Woman. Savage is resurrected from the floor and heals from his wounds. She orders her guards to seize him and promises him that he'll pay in full. He's taken away, and Wonder Woman tells Batman that they never finished their dance, but he acts clueless. This was kind of a dull episode. The whole princess angle was really annoying, like we're watching a rom-com or something. But, in the end, the story redeemed itself when the Flash finally had enough and unleashed his full power. He really cleaned the whole station by himself. That's what we love to see. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow, And tell me what you think about this story. Do you think the Flash is nerfed down in the Justice League show? Do you like to see more superheroes unleashing their full power and stop holding back? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.